is when I was 15, my first job was in Nashville. It was at Opryland theme park. We used to have an amusement park. And I was working, and I'm sitting eating lunch, and this couple sits down, and we start talking and stuff. I was like, I'm Nate, and the guy's like, I'm John. This is my wife, Jane, and their last name was Doe. So it was John and Jane Doe. And I was just like, that's the craziest thing. Like, what are the odds of that, you know? Like, that's so crazy. Couldn't believe it. Cut to earlier this year. I'm 35, I'm driving, and I'm thinking about John and Jane Doe. And, you know, I was like, I bet they were lying to me about that. That's how long it took, 20 years. For me to catch on to a joke they wouldn't remember saying. I don't think they would remember it. They'd be like, maybe we did that? Well, it worked. It worked so good. I tried to Google them, because I was like, maybe they're not lying, you know? I'll find them and go talk to them. But I'm sad to report they were murdered. Yeah, it's not good, you know? I am from Tennessee, though, originally, and I still have a little bit of an accent, because, like, people hear it, and they always come up, and they're always like, oh, what's up, where's your accent from? I'm like, Tennessee. They're like, oh, that's cool. I have a cousin that lives in Florida. Like, all right. I don't even, are we just naming states? Is that what's going on? Went to school in Tennessee, which was fun. I went to a community college for an entire year, and I do not have one credit. It didn't, like, none of it counted. The reason is because I had to take remedial classes. So, which remedial basically means they're like, look, we have no idea how your high school that you leave, and we are shocked, and we're actually going to look into it. But until the end, here's your classes you're going to take. Here's what I took. I took math, like the book said math. Like, that's what. How crazy is that? They stopped calling it math after like 6th grade. I had to take reading. I took reading. I drove to that class. I drove to a reading class. I'm not even an immigrant. I am from here. I should have knocked that out years ago. And with reading, I think they were just impressed when you made it to the class. They're like, look who made it today, buddy. You're like, funny guys. I'm pretty dumb. You know, I tell people I'm dumb. I'm like, hey, I'm dumb. But no one goes like, okay. They're just always like, I bet you're not dumb. And you're like, well, I'm trying to help you out here. We're about to have a conversation, so I'm just trying to give you a heads up. Here's a story. I can prove it. If I need to, like, I prove it. Like, everybody's like, no, yeah, you know. We don't need proof. Here's my proof. Is when I was 15, my first job was in Nashville. It was at Opryland theme park. We used to have an amusement park. And I was working, and I'm sitting eating lunch, and this couple sits down, and we start talking and stuff. I was like, I'm Nate, and the guy's like, I'm John. This is my wife, Jane, and their last name was Doe. So it was John and Jane Doe. And I was just like, that's the craziest thing. Like, what are the odds of that, you know? Like, that's so crazy. Couldn't believe it. Cut to earlier this year. I'm 35, I'm driving, and I'm thinking about John and Jane Doe. And, you know, I was like, I bet they were lying to me about that. That's how long it took, 20 years. For me to catch on to a joke they wouldn't remember saying. I don't think they would remember it. They'd be like, maybe we did that? Well, it worked. It worked so good. I tried to Google them, because I was like, maybe they're not lying, you know? I'll find them and go talk to them. But I'm sad to report they were murdered. Yeah, it's not good, you know? It's like I think of it like time traveling. Like if I could go back in time, like if I could go back in time tonight and go back to like the 20s, knowing everything I know right now, I don't think I would make a difference. I don't think you guys would even hear about it. I don't think you would. I just don't, like, because I don't have anything to get, like I would go back and I would see like some guy on an old phone and I'd be like, hey, eventually they have phones you like carry in your pocket. And they're like, yes, like how do they do it? I'm like, I mean, I don't know how they do it. I think it's a satellite. They're like, what's a satellite? Oh, I should have even said that. It's like metal. Metal's got to go pretty high in the air. I don't know if you guys are doing. I don't even know if I could prove I'm from the future. I don't even think I could. I think I would just get stuck because they would want something like, who's the next president? Oh boy. Abraham Lincoln. You guys are gonna love him. He's really good. They just think I'm from the past. That's what they would like. It would just look like they don't have to get a regular job. I would just have to like wait tables or something in the 20s. I would go back in time and do worse than I'm doing right now. I don't know how many of y'all believe in evolution or not. Like, I don't know if that's y'all's thing. I do not. I'm from the South, and I'm going to heaven, so I don't have time to believe in that voodoo. Evolution, don't push your stuff on me. They say we have 98% of the same DNA as a monkey. 98%, that is a lot. You have to have like 2%, like that's how close I am to eating my own crap. Like a monkey is 2%. If that is true, though, let me tell you, that is my favorite 2% in my entire body. I didn't even know but I'm a big fan of that 2%. If I ever had DNA surgery, I'd be like, please don't touch my non-monkey DNA. I really can't afford to go back. I wanted to play college basketball, and that didn't work out. It didn't work out because I got cut every year from my high school basketball team. So I had to play for my church because, yeah, the church cannot cut you. They have to let you play, which is nice. That's a good, I guess they could cut you. You'd be pretty bad if they're like, look, we think you're good, but Jesus does not think you're that good. Yeah, he is our captain, so. And church ball was a lot different, too, because we played, it was a half court, no three-point line. We played on carpet. That's your first sign. It's not going to count. And they didn't give us a basketball. We didn't have a ball. Like, we would just stand out there and play on honesty. So you'd be like, I just made it. It was like, oh, that's a good shot. You're really good. I stole it. I forgive you for stealing it. It was moral points. It counts later. No one likes Walmart, but they're always open. That's why they're great. There was a fire at a Walmart, and they did not shut down. They remained open during the fire. Like, some people didn't even know there was a fire. Other people thought they were just selling fire. Like, that's not that crazy of a thing. I'm a Walmart guy. I think I'm in the middle, I'm not Kmart. I'm not Target, I'm not old money. I don't think I'm better than everybody. Just right in the middle. You ever go to Kmart? Like, Kmart doesn't even look open when you go in there. You just walk in, you're like, you guys about to close? Are you getting looted or something? You're like, no, we're open. Are you? Are you going to cut the lights on that side of the store? Maybe get some stuff, Kmart looks like where you go buy stuff if you're about to open a new Kmart. If you needed shelves for your Kmart, you'd go in there and be like, this is good. I think we're going to do it right here. I've been married 4 years now, and it's getting pretty serious, to tell you the truth. A lot more serious than I thought. I always have. Like, I got other buddies that are getting married now, so they always, want to come talk to me. So, I always tell them, they're like, what's it like? I'm like, here's what it is. I'm just telling everybody. Marriage is like, you ever go to a concert and you see a mosh pit, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna go get in that mosh pit. But then once you get in it, you're like, I do not want to be in this mosh pit at all. I am gonna leave and go get some beer. Then the mosh pit's like, didn't you drink last night? All right, mosh pit, why don't you get off my back and let me live my life? Why? My wife's good though. She's put up through a ton with me. Like I remember 3 months into our marriage, one night I came home and I was like really drunk. I was hammered, and I know she loves that, so I spoil her a little bit. I'm like a pretty decent guy. So we go to bed, and all right, I'll be honest with you, I peed the bed. Yeah. I shouldn't have. That's pretty good though. I kind of like blamed it on her. Like I remember, I just woke up and I go, hey, what's wet? All right. Did you pour a perfect circle of water underneath me? A flawless circle. She was like, no, you peed the bed. What is wrong with you? Did I marry you or did I have you? I have no idea at this point. My job is like, you gotta protect, I guess, the house, I guess. I don't know. If someone comes in, I don't have a gun to protect us. I have a pocket knife. That's what I have next to the bed. Like, that could do nothing. I could hope to aggravate him at best, Like, I'd cut him, he would just rip my shirt, then he would kill both of us. That's best case scenario with the pocket. I don't know how to use this knife in the middle of the day, much less I'm gonna wake up out of a dead sleep and have some kind of knife skill I've never had before. So what we do is we sleep strategically in our bed to, like, prepare for an attack. Like, I'm here, like, she's here. She's, like, closest to the door, but it's, she doesn't even know there's a strategy. So it just... So the plan is like, the guy's gonna come in, right? And she's gonna lunge at him. She'll lunge. She'll probably be like, oh, I felt like I got pushed. And I'm like, well, you don't know what lunging means. She'll lunge. She'll put up a good fight, all right? At least a good enough fight that I can be practicing with my knife on my side. Just a little, ready for him.